What is happening, Shady Spotlight crew? Get ready, because the news cycle is absolutely wild today, and we've got the most mind-blowing updates that you need to know. From shocking natural phenomena that defy explanation to cultural celebrations and industry shakeups, this is the fast-paced world of news, and you're getting the inside scoop right here, right now. We're diving headfirst into stories that are turning heads and sparking conversations across the globe. First up, prepare to be amazed by a natural wonder that's painting the landscape in an unbelievable hue. We're talking about a lake that's turned a vibrant, shocking pink, and the reason behind it is a total curveball. Next, we're shifting gears to community spirit and cultural pride. Get ready for a festival that's not just about the music, but also about celebrating resilience and supporting a vital cause. This event is bringing people together with incredible performances, and it's all happening with a powerful message at its heart. Then, we're stepping into the world of music legends and iconic bands. A bombshell statement from a founding member is reigniting debates about legacy and creative control. He's drawing some serious parallels to one of the biggest bands in history to explain his feelings about the band continuing without him. You won't want to miss this take on music history. And finally, we're heading to the altar for a wedding that's anything but traditional. A visionary designer decided to ditch the expected and create a bridal look that's as bold and unique as her own creative spirit. Think stunning colors and unforgettable entrances. Get ready for all the details on these incredible stories. Don't miss a single second of this high-octane rundown. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. A shocking pink discovery that defies expectation. Prepare for a visual spectacle that left seasoned hikers utterly astonished. Barry Knight, a 61-year-old enthusiast on the King Charles III England coast path near Queenborough, Kent, stumbled upon a sight so unusual it initially made him question his own senses. A lake glowing with a vibrant, almost unbelievable shade of pink. The 65-meter-long body of water, situated above a flood defense, presented a stark contrast to the typical English landscape, with its vivid hue bordered by a deep blue rim. Knight, on a 6-hour trek, described the moment of discovery as one where he thought, "Oh my goodness," and wondered if his eyes were deceiving him, noting that such natural pink lakes are exceptionally rare in the UK. However, Knight's initial awe quickly turned to concern. Instead of celebrating the unusual find, he was filled with sadness, immediately suspecting that the striking color was a sign of pollution, a chemical spill, or some form of bacterial contamination. He was certain the color was not natural and had to be man-made, remarking that the intensity of the pink made it impossible to miss. Adding to his unease, he perceived an unnatural, unpleasant smell emanating from the water, though he conceded this might have been influenced by the visual shock. The lake's water levels also appeared unusually low, possibly exacerbated by warm weather conditions. Contrary to Knight's fears of industrial contamination, the Environment Agency stepped in to clarify the phenomenon. They confirmed that the brilliant pink color is, in fact, a natural phenomenon caused by algae or bacteria. Specifically, the vibrant hue is attributed to naturally occurring algae, such as Dunaliella salina, a type of green microalgae that thrives in high salinity and warm, well-lit conditions. These algae accumulate the red pigment beta-carotene, transforming the water into a striking pink. While this is a known natural occurrence in various parts of the world, such as Australia's Lake Hillier or Spain's Salinas de Torrevieja, its appearance in Kent was a novel and surprising event for locals. Researchers from the E-Extreme Microbiome Project collected samples from the lake, confirming the presence of Dunaliella salina, the algae widely believed to be responsible for coloring pink lakes globally. The agency did issue a cautionary note, however. High concentrations of algae can be harmful, so people and animals should try to avoid contact with the water or scum. This advice serves as a reminder that even natural wonders can carry potential risks. The discovery has sparked considerable interest, highlighting the unexpected beauty and scientific intrigue that can be found in nature, even in seemingly ordinary locations. But don't let this natural marvel fool you into thinking it's all calm waters. Get ready for a different kind of vibrant gathering as we dive into a community event that's coloring the town with spirit and sound. Manning Valley gears up for a Pink Out celebration of music and resilience. The Manning Valley is set to embrace a wave of community spirit and musical talent with the upcoming Pink Out Manning Valley Music Fest. Scheduled for October 5th at the Austintown Township Park Amphitheater, this all-day festival marks the beginning of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, dedicating its energy to celebrating survivors and honoring those who have been lost to cancer. This event, now in its third year, has become a cornerstone for bringing together individuals and families whose lives have been touched by cancer, fostering a sense of unity and support. Attendees are encouraged to create a comfortable and festive atmosphere by bringing lawn chairs and blankets, along with their own coolers filled with snacks and refreshments. The dress code is simple yet powerful. Wear pink to show solidarity and support. The festival promises a full day of entertainment, featuring a diverse lineup of musical artists who will take to the stage starting at noon. Beyond the music, the event will also host a variety of vendors and concessions, offering attendees a chance to explore local crafts and enjoy delicious food and drinks. The musical roster is packed with talent, including notable acts such as Silver Springs, A Fleetwood Mac Experience, One Fine Day, Rachel Joy, Julie Benner, Solo Six String, The David Ward Project, Mark McCusey, Local Notes, Becky Kimball, Jenna Shank, Ethan McNulty, David Granati, The Fitch Rock Band, Sue Lovato, and Jonathan O'Connor. Adding to the excitement, the Pink Out All-Star Band will also perform, and the Vindies will make a special guest appearance with a short acoustic set. The festival also extends an open invitation to vendors, offering them complimentary setup space, though an RSVP is required and tables will not be provided. Organizers are also seeking community involvement through sponsorships and volunteer opportunities. Businesses and organizations interested in participating or supporting the event can secure their spot or learn more by emailing pinkoutmountingvalley@gmail.com. This festival is more than just a concert. It's a testament to the strength of the Manning Valley community and its commitment to raising awareness and providing support for breast cancer initiatives, making it a truly meaningful occasion for all involved. In addition to the Pink Out Music Fest, the Manning Valley is also highlighting its rich history with a special tour focused on the significant contributions of African Americans to Youngstown's foundation and development. Scheduled for September 6th, this free event will be led by esteemed historians Vince Shivers and Sean Posey, genealogist Stacey Adger, and Civil War reenactor Stephen Jones, with poet Cherise Benton adding a contemporary voice. The tour will visit key historical sites like Oak Hill Cemetery, the Rayan School, and Youngstown City Parks. Starting at 9 a.m. at the Tyler History Center, the tour includes lunch and bus transportation. Concluding at 4 p.m., participants should be prepared for walking on uneven terrain and stairs, and those under 15 require adult accompaniment. Registration is limited to 100 participants and can be done at lityoungstown.org. Furthermore, a poignant event honoring Emmett Till, a pivotal figure in the civil rights movement, will be held at 7 p.m. on Thursday, August 28th, at the Tyler History Center, featuring filmmaker Keith Beauchamp and FBI agent Dale Killinger. Meanwhile, Geneva on the Lake's Horizons restaurant has launched a food truck offering grilled favorites and unique items like perch tacos, available at Geneva State Park Beach on weekends through mid-September, enhancing the visitor experience with locally funded amenities. From community gatherings to historical reflections, the valley is buzzing with activity. But now, let's tune into the dramatic world of rock music, where a legendary band's future is causing quite the stir. Roger Waters weighs in on Pink Floyd's post-Waters era, a weird analogy to the Beatles. Former Pink Floyd frontman Roger Waters has drawn a striking parallel between David Gilmour's continuation of the band after Waters' departure in 1985 and the idea of Paul and Ringo touring as the Beatles. Waters, a founding member and principal songwriter, expressed his views on the band's decision to carry on without him, describing the 9 years Gilmour led the group as a complicated period for all involved. This sentiment echoes his past discussions about songwriting credits and artistic recognition, particularly his regret over sharing writing credits on iconic albums like The Dark Side of the Moon. Waters articulated his feelings by referencing the dynamic within the Beatles, noting the potential for conflict when individual contributions are not clearly acknowledged. He confessed to feeling an affinity with John Lennon, drawn to Lennon's philosophical inquiries into life, love, and truth. Waters believes that while fans may have favorite Beatles members, the band's enduring legacy stemmed from their collective efforts. He elaborated on the concept of recognition, stating, "Sometimes wanting credit can get in the way of friendship." He shared a lyric from his song, "What God Wants Part 2. God wants friendship, God wants fame, God wants credit, God wants blame, God wants poverty, God wants wealth, God wants insurance, God wants to cover himself." This highlights his perspective on the complexities of artistic ownership and the desire for one's work to be acknowledged. When discussing Gilmour's tenure leading Pink Floyd, which saw the release of albums like A Momentary Lapse of Reason and The Division Bell, with The Endless River following decades later, Waters suggested the band's direction became too weird to truly succeed without his creative input. He reiterated the complexity of their past relationships, both personal and professional, stating that "we did what we did together. Yeah, it's true, but it's a bit more complicated." He further emphasized his point by saying, "If Paul and Ringo had toured as the Beatles, it would have been kind of weird." This analogy underscores his belief that the essence of Pink Floyd was intrinsically tied to his contributions. Waters has been vocal about his feelings regarding his songwriting contributions, particularly on The Dark Side of the Moon. He told Uncut magazine that the album was my baby and that the lyrical concepts were primarily his ideas, though he acknowledged significant contributions from Gilmour and Richard Wright. He expressed regret over granting writing credits, especially for tracks like Speak to Me, which he wrote entirely but shared credit for. The article points out that while Gilmour is renowned for his guitar skills and Wright for his keyboard mastery, Waters' primary strength lay in his phenomenal lyricism. The commentary suggests that while one man doesn't make a band, Waters might disagree, perhaps feeling his role was so central that the band's identity suffered without him. The piece concludes by noting that Gilmour, Wright, and Nick Mason continued successfully without Waters, implying his assessment of the band's post-departure trajectory might be subjective. While musical legacies are being debated, another artist is making her own indelible mark with a bold personal statement. Get ready for a wedding celebration that's redefining bridal fashion with vibrant colors and unforgettable surprises. Bridal designer Madison Chamberlain marries in stunning green gown and pink mini dress surprise. Bridal designer Madison Chamberlain, known for her bold, colorful, and embellished creations, recently tied the knot in a wedding that was as unconventional and vibrant as her designs. Chamberlain, who found her niche creating unique wedding attire after a bride requested a rainbow disco ball dress, decided to break from tradition for her own big day. "I never envisioned myself in white," she stated, opting instead for a striking green gown for her ceremony and a dazzling pink mini dress for her reception reveal. This decision was a natural extension of her design philosophy, which embraces crazy colorfulness. Chamberlain met her fiancé, Janosch Tupel, a geochemistry PhD student, in the summer of 2020. Their relationship progressed quickly, leading to them moving in together and eventually becoming pet parents. Tupel proposed in September 2023 during a visit to Chamberlain's hometown. The couple initially considered venues in the Czech Republic or a location equidistant for their families, but ultimately settled on the inn at Barley Sheaf Farm in New Hope, Pennsylvania. The venue's rustic charm, complete with miniature horses, goats, and pigs, perfectly complemented their desire for a whimsical and vintage-inspired celebration. While a wedding planner assisted with the overall event design, Chamberlain took on the significant task of creating her own wedding dress, along with a second look for the evening. She explained the desire for a second dress stemmed from friends' experiences of wanting to escape their wedding gowns by midnight. "I wanted to feel free," she said. The journey to her own dress was a labor of love, involving a trip to Mood Fabrics where she discovered a unique, tattered, destroyed, embellished green fabric. She meticulously deconstructed and reconstructed the material, transforming it into a sleeveless green gown featuring a beaded sweetheart neckline, a basque waist, and a full skirt with padded hips and a hoop. The design process for herself was challenging, taking nearly a year for the final sketch and 2 months for construction, a stark contrast to her usual efficiency when designing for clients. "I was with this bitch for hours," she laughed, describing the intense hand-sewing and beading involved. In addition to her own attire, Chamberlain also designed dresses for her mother and 2 bridesmaids, as well as special ties for the groomsmen and her bridesmen. Designing for others proved to be less daunting, allowing her to avoid overthinking. A significant element of the wedding was keeping the dress a surprise from Tuple. She took extra precautions, even deleting social media videos that might have revealed the dress in the background. Unfortunately, he correctly guessed the color the night before the wedding, having noticed green on her nails. On the wedding day, guests were thrilled by a parade of Chamberlain's designs as her bridal party walked down the aisle. The reveal of her own gown elicited cheers and tears, overwhelming her with joy. Her second look, a bejeweled pink mini dress, was unveiled dramatically as she emerged from a custom-made cake, a playful and memorable entrance that even included a deliberate flash for the guests. Reflecting on the celebration, Chamberlain described the atmosphere as electric, loving, and such a happy vibe, with guests calling it the most fun wedding ever. She enjoyed taking charge of all design aspects, particularly seeing her husband's awe. "It was cool to be able to do that for him," she shared, admitting she already misses the experience. From dazzling bridal wear to the raw power of music and the wonders of nature, we've covered a lot of ground today. But before you go, let's do a quick recap of the stories that had us talking. We saw a stunning pink lake caused by natural algae, a vibrant music fest supporting a great cause, Roger Waters sharing his thoughts on Pink Floyd's legacy, and a designer who redefined bridal style with a green gown and a pink surprise. Don't forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed this episode. Subscribe to Shady Spotlight for more unmissable updates. Ring that notification bell so you never miss a beat, and drop a comment below telling us which story blew you away the most. You can also follow us on all social media platforms for even more behind-the-scenes action and breaking news. See you next time.